science education is the most important thing. Elementary science education, middle school science education. For me, a study that we had when we did the online show, 10 years old is this big turning point. If you don't get excited about science before you're 10, apparently you'll never get, you may always respect science and take it into account as a voter, but you will probably not get the lifelong passion for science if you don't get it before you're 10. With that said, it turns out there's this big turning point for students that has to do with algebra. So we have to engage people, especially girls, in algebra. And I will claim, as a guy who spent now a little bit of time studying how we teach algebra, we can do that a lot better. In the United States, and to a lesser extent Canada, we can do a lot better teaching algebra. So what I want to do is have a new series about algebra and make sure every science thing involves a little algebra so that people realize how cool it is. I mean, algebra allows you to predict the future. Algebra allows you apparently to visualize all sorts of other problems, to do abstract thinking. And this is surprising to me. I mean, I love algebra. Who doesn't? But it's just a place, if I may speak in terms of the World Cup, there's no goal. I mean, we don't need to spend hardly any much more money to teach algebra well. So we just gotta, I believe, have to focus on that so that we can, dare I say it, change the world. And so what happens with girls, and this is something that I always found very troubling, girls get older faster than boys. Girls mature faster than boys. So we don't engage them, apparently, we don't engage them until it's a little bit too late. So we need to, instead, do a little bit of algebra in 5th and 6th grade. Just speaking in U.S. terms, I mean the 5th form, 6th form, and other things. And so this should be an easy thing to do, just to slightly focus. And I'll bet you everybody, I bet all you guys are all science nerds and geeks, yes? Including people. You had a good teacher in 5th or 6th grade that did math with you. Yeah, you had somebody, some individual teacher that engaged you in algebra, and you weren't aware of it. And the classic is rate times time equals distance. And if you know miles and you know miles per hour, you can figure that out. I mean, it's just all there is to it. Miles are old units that are used even as recently as the 20th century. Last country on earth, people. The U.S. is the last country on earth to use the English system. Oh, wait a minute, you see miles. I know you see miles in Canada. You see miles all over Britain. Yeah. Britain, yeah. But I mean, really, ask a Canadian person what the temperature is. He's not going to say 90-something degrees. He'll say 30.
About 38.
Yeah, 38. Yeah, 38. So anyway, we can change the world, I think, very easily. It's a great question. All we got to do is algebra education. Not all we got to do. Anything we can do to make girls, to engage girls more easily. My opinion, listen, I'm Jackie, my son, my mother's son. My mother was recruited to work on the Enigma code in World War II because the family myth is because she was good at math and science. So I was brought up in this thing. But for me, science is a human endeavor. Half of the humans are women, so in our best interest is to have half the scientists be women. That's a little thing. It's not something we can do in a weekend, but we're starting. We're getting started. Yes, Trent.
We'll do a check on this side of the room. One question.
Oh, we're good.